and Drake are a thing. I don't believe it. You know, Drake's got this new power earring in, and, you know, I just don't believe it's a thing. I don't. I believe, if anything, you know, they're good friends, and, you know, they probably party together, maybe share the rub, but I don't believe that they are like a couple. And yeah, I think that is all I have. What about you? You want to talk about anything else? Any new music? Quavo and Justin Bieber, Pop Smoke even. Did you guys see Justin Bieber on Saturday Night Live last night, hosted by RuPaul? I thought it was a really cute episode. I thought Ru did an amazing job. I thought that Justin's performance was like, okay. I didn't think it was all that. I thought it was okay. It almost feels like Justin doesn't have the same enthusiasm that he used to have. That's what I got from it. When I saw him perform, I felt like, where's the guy that used to sing, baby? Like, where's that guy? Because I don't know. He just seems less than enthusiastic to me. Just my personal opinion. But it was a cute little performance, and they did their thing, and whatever, child. All right, listen, let's go ahead. Let's take a quick little break, and then we're going to come back and we're going to set the table for perseverance. Perseverance is the ability to keep going despite the fact that there may be no possible outcome of success. As we set the table for this week, what I want you to know is, for those of us, and I say us because this is definitely a part of my own testimony, for those of us who may be struggling to persevere through thoughts, through mental health, through creative endeavors, through rough relationships, just know that staying the course is ultimately how you get through. Doing this podcast is probably one of the things that I have seemingly persevered through, with no idea as to whether or not this ever meant that I was going to be quote unquote successful at what I was doing. But I do it because I truly believe that God is going to use me and use my testimony and my ability to speak to people to enhance his kingdom. Now, whatever you subscribe to spiritually, perseverance is not a spiritual call. Perseverance is a warrior's call. For those of you who have been feeling like you have been toiling away at any specific task, and I'm speaking to you specifically if you are creative. For those of you who feel like, you know, I've been doing this specific thing and nothing is coming of it. I've been trying and it doesn't seem like there's any success on the horizon. I challenge you to not give up. I challenge you to change your mind about perhaps what success may even actually look like in that genre. I challenge you to be more patient with yourself. I challenge you to be more patient with God. I challenge you to look inwards about what it is that you're manifesting outwards. For me this week, my struggle has been negative thoughts. And why is it that surrounding me, I am seeing the fruits of what is my thoughts? I'm a perseverer by nature. I am someone who will keep going because I ultimately want to see the fruits of my labor. But I'm also someone who struggles with depression and anxiety. So those oftentimes make for a little bit of a Molotov cocktail, if you will. I spent most of this week seemingly in tears because I've been wondering, when, God, When am I going to see the fruits of my labor? When am I going to be able to give my testimony about how I persevered through? And if your story sounds anything like mine's, then again, I will challenge you to just keep going the course. It's often said that those who are getting close to whatever it is that they've been working on, when you start to see the challenges arise out of nowhere, when it seems like you've been hit back to back to back, when it seems like there's no recourse for all of the work that you've put in, that's the time where you have to dig your heels in the most and really mindfully set yourself at a place where you say, you know what, despite everything that is wrong around me, despite the fact that the entire building is burning down, I am going to push through. Now, this isn't just me giving you advice. This is me telling myself this. I wasn't fortunate enough to grow up as this girl who, oh, you know, you're just so beautiful, so you don't have to rest on the laurels of anything else. I grew up knowing that I'd have to be smarter, that I'd had to be funnier, that I had to work harder. And that's what I did. It got me through college. It got me through an amazing 20-year professional career. However, right now in my life, I seem stuck. And it's difficult every day for me to get up and to keep applying myself and to keep recording this podcast and to keep going. Because ultimately, it feels like nothing is coming of it. But if I could give you any advice this week, it would be to roll your sleeves up. And despite the fact of all of the things that are going on that are wrong around you, just know that if you are here, there is a plan for you. And whatever that plan is, part of the course of that plan is for you to persevere. Part of persevering is for you to mentally get yourself into the place where the anguish of all of the things that can go wrong and that have gone wrong are of no obstacle to you and the God that you serve. Now, I've seen God do amazing things for other people. Hell, I've even seen him do amazing things for me. Which leads me to believe and know that if it's possible then, and it's possible for them, it is possible for you, and it is possible for me. Now, a lot of us may feel like externally, those are what our biggest obstacles are. Oh, I don't have enough money. I don't have enough time. I don't have, very rare. And I just had this conversation with someone yesterday. Very rare does my money and my time ever match. They never match. Either I have a good amount of money, but no time, or I have a good amount of time and no money. But what I do know is this. Even when the tides are changing, even when it feels like everything is all hell is breaking loose, that is the time that I have to believe the hardest and persevere the strongest. Now, I don't claim to know everything. I'm not one of these people that has all the answers that can tell you, oh yeah, I'm faithful every day and I believe every day and I have all the answers and this is what you need to do every day. I don't. But what I do know is this. Consistency will breathe success. Now, it's a difficult time for most of us, as we are all struggling through a myriad of obstacles. But here's one thing I know for sure. Dig your heels in. They that wait upon the Lord shall renew their faith. They shall mount up on wings like eagles. Perseverance requires patience. Patience requires belief. Belief comes from faith. As you go through this week, I challenge you to believe. Believe in your own self. Believe in God. Believe in the abilities. Believe in all the things that are promised onto you. And walk in that. You will see it manifested. It's not your job to figure out where it's going to come from and or how. It's just your job to persevere. I thank you so much for listening. I thank you so much for supporting this show and supporting me. I love you. God willing and the creek don't rise. We'll meet back up next week. Peace.